And welcome back to a new video. Today's video is on this, which not sure if anyone recognises it, because I wouldn't from this sort of picture, but I'll bring it up and see if we can focus on it. Is it going to focus? There you go. Turn it around so you can read it. It is a Weller WXMP 12 volt soldering iron, or should I say part of it. Now I got this as a it was faulty. It was purchased and with a soldering station and it didn't work, so a replacement was obtained, and I salvaged this one to find out what was wrong with it. And in the end, after sacrificing the wires at this end because it was easy to get to and cutting them back a little bit, looking for shorts and breaks, I found that the break was at the connector end, so off went the connector. Hence it's now on a little pegboard so I can play with it. And what's in the barrel is effectively, you have, I don't know how well this is going to come out, power, so sort of 12 volts ish, 0 volts, and that's the heating element. Then there's a 5 volts line, a 0 volt line, and then there's I²C. And sitting in there is a V² prom. There's a ADC. And effectively you have one channel goes off via some op amps to the I don't know if it's a thermocouple or whatever it is, but there's a heat sensor. Another channel comes off and goes to a vibration sensor, so that detects movement. One channel is connected straight to the supply, and offhand I can't remember what the third one's connected to or whether it's used. But basically on the I²C you get back a temperature signal and a vibration signal, and there are some parameters that were stored within the EEPROM, but there are quite a few and I don't know what they're for. I do know that in the real soldering iron, when you set the temperature, it stores it in the iron, so that you can unplug, you can have several different irons, plug them in, and they automatically go to the set temperature that that iron has been previously set to. And so my iron won't be unpluggable when I finish my design, but that's how I propose to do it. There's going to be some work done. I'm going to base it on an old Weller soldering iron station because that has a transformer in it, and it's big enough, I hope, to put all the bits in, but we'll see as it goes, and we'll look at the next stage of what I plan to do. current plan. I've got the base. An Arduino. Nano. I'm going to have a DFT display. So that's SPI. I'm going to have 3 buttons, up button, a down button, and a mode button. So they're going into the Arduino. There's going to be a diode signal. They all have their own pull down. These are going to be touch sensors. Going to be diodored, so all I have to do is look at one pin to detect if a button's pressed and then go and see which button it was. There's going to be a power signal to the iron and I2C bus going to the iron for the data, of course with pull-ups. The power signal is going into a high side FET switcher IC, and effectively so the supply is going to come in to a FET, and that's going to go out to the heating element. Getting a bit messy here now. So about 18 volts on there. So that's sort of a rough idea of what it's going to do. Is I want a TFT display, and the plan is to have some sort of message box up here. The main temperature there, maybe a box with an idle temperature set to whatever you want, and a set temperature to whatever you want, and then like in the proper Weller soldering iron, there is a power indicator where the bars get bigger and they spread across the screen depending on the power being fed to the iron, which is quite good because when it's idling, it's down here. You see this song coming on and off, and you touch it with something like an earth wire and you'll see it shoot up. There's a demand for more heat comes up. So that's the idea, and that's this is the soldering iron tip. If people haven't seen one before, try and get it to focus. It has a 3.5mm jack, so you have a common, I think it's common ground, and then you have a heating and the sense return, and the heating element is right up the tip with the sensor. And these are hot swappable. You can just pull them out. So this one is a pointed tip, which isn't brilliant. I want to get hold of the chisel tip, but again, as tips go, these are relatively expensive at about £30 or more, depending where you buy them each. But the whole reason for getting this going up and running is it is very light, it has a wonderfully flexible cord, so it's pretty good and I like it. It's very good for surface mount. You can get into very fine bits, and of course you can change tips